So here's my prototype enclosure. Let's power it up, something to look at. So it spins around there, magnet goes on there, and sand goes in here, and this fits over the top. It's all made out of random odds and ends of bits and bobs I had laying around. Just wanted to see how everything goes together before I spend some decent wood making it properly. I've got a problem. So I'm looking at where to mount the opto switches to zero the arms. So this is what I previously had for testing. And so zeroing this arm is easy. I can just mount an opto switch on this surface poking up, and Bob's your uncle, no worries at all. Whenever it passes through that, that becomes zero. Homing the other arm is less simple. Previously I had both the opto switches in the same line, so it would home until it passed through that one, and then it would home the other axis till it passed through this one. But because there's a case, there are cases in which you can start in this position, and if we start homing this arm, so it's powering up for the first time, it starts to do a home, and it starts moving this arm. Oh no, crash. We've crashed into the edge of the enclosure. That's a bad thing. So I need to work out somewhere I can mount the opto switches, and then some way of preventing crash on this arm. What I can potentially do is, so these stepper drivers have an enable pin, and if the enable pin is pulled low, so it's turned, it basically disables the driver, and so then the arm just goes floppy. So if it crashes, then it'll just sort of scrape back and move into some random point, and that will let it move around until it hits its home. And at that point we can start homing the other arm. We can enable both of the arms and then swing this one around until it hits its end stop, or hits its opto, which will be about there. And then we can say, okay, I know that's not at zero, but I know the offset from 180 degrees, so I can calculate it. That's no worries. But at the moment I don't have that enable pin hooked up, and I don't have enough outputs left on this thing for my prototyping. So I might have to move up to the bigger board. But I don't know if I want to go down that road. The other option, of course, is just to make it, to accept that my solution won't work for anything but a circular tray. But, you know, I kind of like the octagonal one. It's easy to make. That's what looks cool. So, you know, and the other option is just to make it bigger, but then accept that it won't be able to draw right into the corners. It'll only be able to draw a circle that just touches the outside flats here, and so there'll be these little sections in the furthest extents that it can't get to, but I don't like that either. I want to be able to draw on everything. So, you know, thinking about my options, I'm thinking about, I've got a distance sensor, like a light time of flight sensor that I could mount here, and then I could use that to home the arm when it passes over the top. But that one sensor was like 15 or 20 bucks, whereas these slotted opto switches cost literally nothing. They're like 4 cents a pop. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. But that's what I'm puzzling out now. Okay, bye bye.